And welcome to Webcast Wednesday, episode 4. Today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about searching a little bit. First of all, to go back, I want to look at a few things. So we're talking about Web 2.0 tools. We talked a little bit about in previous episodes about global literacy, digital literacy, and media literacy. I also want to look at this isn't a new idea that I came up with. This idea came from Joey Tillman and Justin Vale, who are teachers at Wabash City Schools, and also the creators of an educational blog called Educational Shift. And they looked at Web 2.0 tools as ways to discover, collect, and create create information. So, just to give you some examples, discover things like Google, Sweet Search, which we'll talk about a little bit about today. Some of the educational blogs, Twitter, YouTube, any number of different places to discover information, collect information, places like Symbloo, Mentor Mob, My Big Campus, Evernote. You take the information that you find, you put it together into one usable space, and then create. Paperradar, we talked about that in previous episodes. We'll talk about Prezi, we'll talk about Easily and some other ways where students can start creating with this information that they find. Today, like I said, we're going to look at two different things. We're going to look at a website called Sweet Search, which is a search engine specifically for students. And we'll also look at the Lebanon Public Library, but it could be similar to any public library you might look at. So let's go ahead and close that out. Minimize. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're back on the Symbloo page. First thing I'm going to look at is this right here where it says Sweet Search. And Sweet Search is a website, as I said, Sweet Search is an engine specifically for students, so it's mainly for academic tasks. So I just want to take you a quick search. I know that in 7th grade English right now, they're reading the book Tom Sawyer, a book that's commonly used in education. So I did two things just so you have a sense. I searched it with Sweet Search, and I also searched with Google. Google is the search engine that is most primarily used by students, teachers, and everybody else in the world. So we can see when we use Sweet Search, we get a story about Mark Twain. We get from the University of Virginia. We get a PBS documentary about Mark Twain. We get a free ebook. So we get a lot of things here, different allusions and cultural references from Tom Sawyer. So you can see all these are sites that are specifically related to something you might be talking about in class, something that you might want the students to use to better understand the book, to better understand the themes and content within. By contrast, let's go to Google. Google, we've got number one is Wikipedia, which is pretty common, and there is some value to Wikipedia, but not something that we want kids using as a primary source document. We've got a YouTube video of Rush's Tom Sawyer. Great song. I love Rush, but not something you want the kids to really be studying too much. We got another thing of Wikipedia. We've got software, Spark Notes. Certainly a favorite of the kids, but not something we're going to be wanting them to use in class necessarily. You can buy it on Amazon. So you can see here we've got a movie Tom Sawyer on IMDb. So you see a lot of things that might be interesting, might be valuable, but likely would distract the kids from what you're trying to get them to learn from doing a little bit of research on Tom Sawyer on the book. So that's just an example of how Sweet Search. Other than that, is used just like Google. You just type it in the top here. So if you're having the students do a research project, this is a good way you might have them start with using Sweet Search instead of Google, and then you know that the sources they get or the sites they get are going to be things that are related to the content that you're going to want them to look at. The other thing I would look at here or show you is to look at the Lebanon Public Library website. And like I said, if everybody's watching this, that you have another public library that's closer, they're all going to have a similar set of resources. But what I really like, and you got this stuff in the middle that talks about events going on, but down here on the right side, you have a list of different databases and things that can be helpful for the students. So you have things like biography. You've got A to Z in the USA if you're doing geography or history. One I really like, you got National Geographic down here, Nations of the World. One I really like is this one called Inspire, and this is free to anybody living in the state of Indiana. And it's a database that you can search, and students can search specifically by what they're looking for. So if you're looking for biographies, or you're looking for encyclopedias, if you just want the kids to have a broad knowledge of a particular thing. If you're doing current events or you want to see how what you're talking about connects to current events, you can use your newspaper, and then you can look at other databases. So you can check any or all of these as you do a search, or you can do a more advanced search. Going back though, like I said, on the library website, there are a host of different things that kids can look at. If they're looking at local history, if they're looking for books, it's something that to help direct them where they are, rather than just letting them out there and putting them on the internet and saying, "Hey, go look for this." Give them some direction to the search, and they're going to end up with a better quality search. And by you doing some work on the front end, doing some preparation for the kids, they'll end up getting better results that are going to help them find the information they need and better utilize that, rather than spending time searching for stuff that's not going to help them, not going to be on topic of what they're looking for. So hopefully this will give you a good idea of maybe some ways you can do search a little bit better. Like I said, we looked at Suite Search and the public library. And then, like I said, we'll be looking at Google sometime in the near future here and learning a lot more about that. So thank you for tuning in to this episode, and enjoy the rest of your week.